Hi, I hope you're having a super awesome day. So we are going to do a little bit of a slower moving practice today. I recommend that you have a block and a strap, and our focus physically will be releasing the hips, the hamstrings, and then lower back all the way up into the neck. So kind of everything that's great. When you're ready, just grab your strap, and we're actually going to start standing here. So bring your feet about hip width apart. Looking down at your toes, lift all of your toes up off of the ground, and then spread them as wide as you can. Good. Now let your feet just relax. And we'll do that again. Lift all of your toes, spread them, and let them relax. Good. One more time like this. Lift your toes, spread, and relax. And now feeling your feet firmly on the ground, kind of let your body weight actually sink into them. Your knees bend just a little. And then adjust your pelvis so your lower back is supported. Maybe activate your abs a little. And bring your strap straight out in front of you. Good. So your wrists are in line with your shoulders. Wrap your hands around your strap. Draw your shoulder blades down your back, so bring your shoulders away from your ears. And start to pull the strap apart, almost like you're trying to tear it. Good. Lengthen from the back of your neck. Keep pulling your strap, keep drawing your shoulder blades down. Holding it here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release the strap. Shake out everything. Maybe lift your heels. And we'll do that again. So finding your feet, little bend to your knees, little softness there. Your hips under your shoulders. Your wrists in line with your shoulders. Making your fists around your strap. And start to pull it apart. Draw your shoulders down. And lengthen from the back of your neck. Keep breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Release your strap. Shake everything out. One more time like this. So again, find your feet, soft bend. Lengthen from the back of your neck. Your arms out in front of you. And pull your strap apart. Draw your shoulder blades down. Get a little taller. Pull that strap a little harder. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Shake it out. All right, so next one, bring your arms up above you, kind of like you just won. So victory in a V position. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. And once again, start to pull your strap apart. Shoulder blades down. Arms pretty much straight. Lengthening from the back of your neck. Keep your abs engaged so you're not crunching into your lower back. You've got 3. Keep pulling your strap for 2 and 1. Your strap comes straight down in front of you and shake it out. Good, so we'll do that 2 more times. Again, your arms are just wider than your shoulders. Nice and long through the back of your neck. Soft bend through your knees. Find your feet and pull your strap apart. Keep your shoulder blades down. Keep breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Shake out your fingers. Maybe roll your head a few times. 1 more go. Arms up in the V position. Soft bend. Lengthen. Slide your shoulder blades down. And pull that strap. Keep breathing. I remind you that because most often people don't. Holding it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Your strap comes forward and down. Shake everything out. All right, so last one with the strap here. Bringing your arms up and over. So it's about a 90-degree bend at your elbows, but just make sure that your wrists are slightly inside of your elbows. So they're not wider. Adjusting your strap. Find your lower ribs. So draw your belly button to your spine, protecting your lower back, tightening your abs. Lengthen from the back of your neck. Draw your strap down and pull that strap apart. Keep your shoulder blades down. You'll probably shake. Good. For 3, 2, and 1. Your strap goes up, 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 forward, 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 and down. Shake everything out. Maybe even go for a walk. It always surprises me how much I sweat when I do that. We've got 2 more. So again, bending into your elbows, your strap behind your head, draw your shoulder blades down, lock your abs in, and pull that strap. Good. Breathing nice and deep. You've got 3. Long through your neck. 2, and 1. Your strap goes up, forward, and down. I was shaking so much that my watch was rattling. All right, we've got 1 more. So bringing your strap back behind you. Again, find your wings, your shoulder blades down your back, knit your ribs in, bend your knees, and pull that strap. Embrace the shake. Holding it here for 3, holding it here for 2, and 1. Bring your strap up, 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 forward, forward, and down. Shake everything out. Maybe notice if any circulation has changed or sensations in your fingertips. And then walk to the back of your mat. Bringing your feet about hip width apart-ish. And once again, checking out your toes. Spread your toes super wide. This time, put your big toe down on the floor and keep your other toes up. And then do the opposite thing. Other toes down, big toes up. We'll do 2 more like this. Big toes, other toes up, and then other toes down, big toes up. Last time, big toes down, other toes up, and then switch. Toes down, big toes up. Good. Relaxing your feet, bending your knees over your toes, just stretching the backs of your ankles, your Achilles, your soleus. Doing that a few times. And notice if you're fighting yourself, so try and keep your knees in line with your toes. Good, last one. And bringing your legs to straight. And start to notice, could you stand up a little taller? Could your shoulders get a little softer? Could you send your breath more into your tummy and your side ribs, not just your chest? And on your next breath in, bring your hands to the sky. Fold forward towards the ground. Roll up halfway. Your hands on your thighs, long through your spine. And let it go, fold forward. 2 more like this, roll up halfway. And let it go. Last time, roll up halfway. And let it go. Pause here. And bend deeply into your left knee. Your right hand goes to the sky, so spin open to the right. And like you're swimming, bring your right hand as far forward as you can and down. And we'll go into the other side, so bend your right knee, your left hand goes to the sky. Swim your left hand forward and down. And 2 more rounds on each side. Bending your left knee, your right hand goes up. Moving with your breath. Switching sides, breathing in as you open. Breathing out as you swim forward. Last time, each side. roll up halfway, hands on your thighs, long through your spine. And let it go. Walk your hands halfway up your mat. And push down through your heels, so really stretching the backs of your legs, maybe a little bend into your knees. Two more breaths here. Pushing into your hands, your hips go away from your fingertips. Last breath. And start to walk yourself out into a plank. Your heels stack on top of your toes, your wrists underneath your shoulders. Just pausing here, nice and long through your body, and start to rock forward and back on your tiptoes. Starting to wake up your feet a little more in a different way. Rocking forward and back, also waking up your wrists. Last breath here. And send your hips to the sky. Downward dog. So walking your feet about 2 fist widths apart. Maybe coming up onto your tiptoes, lifting your heels, and then dropping your heels down. Always the option to drop your hips side to side, just kind of leaning into your side body, stretching whatever needs to be stretched. And you're giving yourself 2 more breaths to just do what you need to do. Last breath. And bring your right foot to the sky. Step your right foot forward, coming into a low lunge position. So as you set this up, just bring your right knee on top of your right ankle and then lower your back knee down. And pause here. Rock side to side if you need to. Roll your shoulders. Just do whatever you need to do to find a little more space in your hip flexors. 3 more breaths. You can even rock your head forward and back, nodding it yes and no. Sometimes that intensifies things. And when you're ready, bring your hands back to the ground if they're not already there. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and step back into your downward dog. Pedal your feet out. Now let's go into the other side. So bring your left foot to the sky. Step your left foot forward. Giving yourself space, so maybe wiggling your right foot back, your left foot forward, and lower your right knee down. Softening into your hips, maybe rolling your shoulders, looking up, looking back, whatever feels best. Two more breaths here. Last breath here. And bring your hands to the ground if they're not already there. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and step back. Downward dog. Pedal your feet out. Bending your knees. Maybe send your heels down, maybe lift them up. Just kind of explore again what's going on. Can you find a little more space? Last breath here. And bring your right foot to the sky. Step forward, coming back into your lunge position. Drop your left knee down and bring your hands to the sky this time. Soften your shoulders down, let your hips soften forward, and maybe lift your chest up just a little. If this hurts your lower back, hinge forward slightly. You don't need to hurt yourself. And 2 more breaths here. Could your shoulders drop? Good. As you breathe in, reach up. Cactus your elbows, breathe out to bend. Inhale, your hands go up. Exhale, cactus. One more time, hands go up. Cactus. Your hands either side of your front foot. Good, breathing in, look forward. Half split, slide it back, so your hips go back, your left hip stacks on top of your left knee, your right toes turn to face the sky. And stretching into your right hamstrings here. If you want to, you can take your right thumb and place it into your hip crease. Pop your hip back and lengthen your chest forward. This will increase the stretch. Also, it's quite common to want to straighten your leg out and try and hyperextend your knee. That actually doesn't give you the best hamstring release. Activity, so trying to flex your leg will actually increase the stretch. So keep your right knee bent and almost try and flex your quads while you press your hips back. You have 2 more breaths. One last breath. Good, nice and slow, claw yourself forward into your lunge. Pause. And looking at your right foot, start to wiggle your right foot forward and away from you to about 1 o'clock. Turn your toes to face about 1. And then come onto the outside edge of your right foot. Your right knee comes off to this side. You can take your right hand, maybe ease that right knee away from you. Shoulder checking right. And if you'd like to release your pecs here, bend your elbow up towards the sky and slowly rotate yourself to the left. As you breathe in, shoulder check right. Breathing out, go to the left. 1 more time. Option to hold. Or 2 more breaths in the shape. Last breath here. Good, and start to close up your right foot. Your right hand comes down onto the ground. And wiggle your right foot all the way to the left side of you. So your right foot gets somewhere near your left hand. And slowly lower yourself into pigeon pose. Options. So you have your block. You're welcome to place your block underneath your right hip if you would like the extra support. It also helps sometimes if your knee is often communicating in a negative way in pigeon pose. This will help relieve the pressure there. But wherever you are, just make sure that you're not twisting into your back. So your hips are facing the same direction. Your left leg is in line with your body, so it's not off at a weird angle like a chicken wing. And then bring your hands just wider than your shoulders. Coming up onto your fingertips sometimes feels pretty good. Drawing your hips back, lengthening your chest forward and down. You're welcome to bend your elbows, or you can just walk your hands out a little further. But find a shape in which you can breathe. Two more breaths here. Last breath here. Walking your hands back onto the ground. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and step back into your downward dog. You've got 5 breaths to just do whatever it is you need to do. And when you're ready, we'll come back into your downward dog, getting ready for the other side. So your hips to the sky, pedal your feet out, maybe notice the difference between your left and right. And sending your right heel down towards the floor. Bring your left heel towards the sky. So kick it up. Slowly step your left foot forward. Coming back into your low lunge position, your right knee drops down. Again, just finding the nice release for your hip flexors. And bring your hands to the sky. So a word to the wise, if it feels like it's hurting you, it's probably hurting you. So let yourself adjust in any way that you need to. Always allowing yourself to lean into what you actually need, not necessarily what I'm saying. But with that, soften your shoulders down. Let your breath calm and settle. And on your next inhale, lengthen towards the sky. Cactus your elbows, breathe out. 2 more like this, breathing in. Cactus, breathe out. Or 1 more time. Cactus. Pause here and bring both of your hands down onto either side of your front foot. As you breathe in, look forward. Breathing out, half split, slowly start to send your hips back. Your left toes face the sky. And just allow your right knee to come underneath your right hip. Maybe making that self-adjustment, taking your thumb and placing it into your hip crease and rolling your left hip back as you lengthen your chest forward. Lengthening your spine. Maybe your tummy comes a little more onto your thigh. 2 more breaths here. Last breath here. And letting yourself claw forward onto the inside of your left foot. Wiggling your left foot off to the side. Your left toes face about 11 o'clock, maybe 10:30. And take your left hand, draw that thigh away from you, and lean your chest back. If this feels really good, you can stay here. If you'd like to though, bring your elbow up and start to move more into that pec release. As you breathe in, shoulder check left. Breathing out, rotate yourself more towards the right, shoulder check right. Breathing in, we open. Breathing out, we rotate. 1 more time. Bringing yourself back, pausing where you need to. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Releasing your left hand onto the ground, close up your left foot, and start to wiggle your left foot towards the right side of your mat, moving into pigeon. So as you place your left shin on the ground, acknowledge, do you need to change the spot of your left knee? You can always push down into your hands, lift your leg up and readjust if that feels good for you. Always the option to push the back of the top of your back foot onto the ground, or you can keep your toes touched, just whatever feels better for you today. And then option to place a block underneath your left thigh if you'd like the extra support. But just make sure that your hips are again facing the same direction. So if you're opening up off to this side, it's not the greatest, so square yourself forward and then tenting your fingers nice and wide. Maybe lifting your elbows, maybe keeping your arms forward, and start to hinge yourself, lowering your chest down. If you feel that you need to move or add a little bit of sway, you're welcome to. Again, just do whatever you need to do. We have 2 more breaths here. Last breath here. And bringing yourself back up, tucking tucking your back toes, remove the block if you've got it, place it off to the side, and send yourself back into your downward dog. 5 breaths, just do whatever it is that you need to do. And eventually, lower yourself down into your child's pose. If you have a block, it sometimes feels pretty great to bring your hands onto the block and allow your forehead to rest onto the ground. If there's another shape that you want to create right now, just do that. Two more breaths here. Last breath here. Starting to bring yourself up into a tabletop. Take your block, place it off to the side if you're using it, and bring your knees about hip width apart. Spreading your fingers nice and wide, and start to drop your spine down towards the ground. So moving into a few cat-cows, lifting your hips, draw your shoulder blades away from your ears. And as you breathe in, look up. Breathing out, your spine to the sky, your chin to your chest. 2 more like this, breathing in. Breathing out. 1 more time. Breathing out, your spine to the sky, your chin to your chest. Bringing yourself through neutral. Pause. And lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Stacking your forearms. Let your forehead rest on the back of your palms. And start to slide your left knee up in line with your left hip. So the inside of your left thigh rests on the ground. Looking to the left. Let your right ear come down onto the ground. Option to stay like this. Option, take your block and stick it underneath your right shoulder, so kind of underneath your right pack. You can allow the right side of your face to rest on the back of your left palm, and start to sweep your your right arm behind you, allowing your right hand to rest in the small of your back. If that doesn't feel awesome for your shoulder, you can always adjust it slightly. If your hand doesn't make it behind you, that's also okay. Just go in that general direction. Maybe one day it'll happen. Giving yourself 2 more breaths here. Bring your head back through neutral. Remove the block from underneath your right shoulder. But keep your left thigh the way that it is, and bringing your hands out into a nice little spider shape. So your hands are tented, your fingertips on the ground, your palms away from the floor, your elbows lift up. And as you breathe in, lift your chest up. As you breathe out, drop your left shoulder and look right. Holding here, you've got 2 more breaths. On your next breath in, bring yourself up through neutral. And we'll go the other way, drop your right shoulder, look left. On your next breath in, bring yourself up through neutral. Pause here and take your left arm, weave it underneath your right, and lower yourself onto your left shoulder. So moving into a small rotation or twist for your upper back. Your right hand can reach forward, if that feels good. Two more breaths here. And when you're ready, bring yourself back through center. Once again, stack your forearms. Let your head rest on the back of your palms, maybe. And this time, let your left leg lengthen all the way out, giving yourself a chance to wiggle your hips. And we'll come into the other side. So slowly bring your right thigh up in line with your right hip. And pausing. This time, looking to the right, letting your left ear come down onto the ground. Just doing what you can to relax your right hip, maybe even relax your shoulders. And if you want that shoulder release, taking your block, placing it underneath your left shoulder, sweeping your left arm behind you, allowing your palm or the back of your palm to rest in the small of your back. Just allowing your left side of your face to rest on the back of your right hand or forearm. Adjusting as you need to. Relaxing as you can. You've got 2 more breaths. And slowly bring yourself back up. Take your block, place it off to the side. And tent your fingers just wider than your elbows. Let your elbows come towards the sky. And as you breathe in, lift your chest. Breathing out, drop your right shoulder, look left. Pause here, 3 breaths. And slowly bring yourself back up. We'll go the other way, drop your left shoulder, look right. And on your next breath in, bring yourself back up through neutral. Pause here, take your right arm, weave it underneath your left, and lower yourself onto your right shoulder. Your head can rest on the ground, your head can rest on your block, and maybe your left hand extends out in front of you. Maybe changing your breath to fill up your upper back, to be a little slower. 2 more breaths here. And when you're ready, you can slowly start to unravel yourself, bringing your left hand onto the ground. Draw yourself back through neutral, placing your block off to the side if you're using it. And let your right leg lengthen back behind you. As you breathe in, find a baby cobra. Breathing out, back into your child's pose, your hips to your heels, your forehead on the ground. Your hands can stay out in front of you. Your hands maybe this time interlace into the nook of your neck. Two more breaths here. And when you're ready, your hands can come out in front of you. Slowly bring yourself up into a seated position and grab onto your block. Place your block between your hips and your heels. So your butt and your heels. And lengthen out from the back of your neck. Relax your shoulders down. Place your right hand on your tummy, your left hand over your heart, over your chest. Start to fill up your right hand first, and then your left. Your left hand falls first, and then your right. 2 more breaths like this. One more breath like this. Letting your hands come down beside you. Take your block out from under you, place it off to the side, and lay down onto your back. Your knees are bent. Your lower back is supported, so roll your tailbone under you if you need to. Feeling your lower ribs sink down towards the ground. And lengthen from the back of your neck, tucking your chin slightly. Your right hand on your tummy, your left hand over your heart. Breathing a little slower now. And taking your block, placing it underneath your tailbone. So if you don't have a block, you can use a foam roller. It's totally fine, or a shoe box that's full of stuff, I guess. Maybe even a towel. And from here, just allow your lower abdomen to soften. You're welcome to keep your arms beside you. You can bring them up above you, allowing your elbows to rest on the ground, your forearms to stack. And maybe you lengthen your legs all the way out. Just feeling the whole front side of your body open up. And doing what you can to again let go of whatever is still active. You're welcome to stay in this shape, to
finish your practice. Or if you want to, you can slowly start to bend up your knees, bring your hands down beside you, removing your block, placing it off to the side, and lowering down slowly. And once again, lengthening yourself all the way out. Taking up a little more space. And acknowledging that the only thing left to do is breathe. Staying in this shape, in this space for as long as you need to, for as long as you'd love to. And when you do decide to get up and play with our world, please be mindful of others. Respect life and honor yourself with a clear mind and a strong heart. Namaste.